Hello everybody, welcome to our online video tutorial presentation. I'm Alex Grigay and I'm here to teach you the second part of our algorithms and flowcharts. Now, our objective here is to make you understand more about the basics of flowcharting through more examples. Now, we have here the example number 1. Considering that variable A is equal to 10 and variable B is equal to 5, make an algorithm and a flowchart that computes and displays the sum, difference, product, quotient, and average out of those numbers and display all of them. So meaning to say we're going to make two things, the algorithm and the flowchart. Now, before we're going to make any solutions, before we're going to make an algorithm, you have to understand this one first. Read and understand carefully what really is the problem. Okay, understand it. You have to understand it. Then after reading, identify what are those variables. In every problem, there should be a variable or variables. Now here, I have identified some of them, and these are variable A, which is equal to 10, B, which is equal to 5. Then we have here this sum, difference, product, quotient, and average out of those and average. So these are the variables that is in problem number 1. Now, after that, we're going to make an algorithm. So, solution. The first thing you should do once you're going to make an algorithm is to initialize all of the variables. So we have here initialize A is also 10, B is also 5, sum is also 0, diff represented difference represented by the variable diff 0, product represented by the variable prod which is equals to 0 also, quotient represented by the variable q which is equals to 0, and average represented by the variable ab which is also equal to 0. Now after the initialization, now we can compute the numbers. So we can compute the sum by adding A and B, the difference by subtracting A and from B, product by multiplying A to B, quotient by dividing A to B, and average by dividing sum by 2. Then after the computation, all you have to do is to display the result, display the sum, difference, product, quotient, and average. So those are the 3 steps in making this solution. Now, for the flowchart, of course, we have to start. Then after that, the initialization of the variables. We have here again A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5, sum is equal to 0, difference is equal to 0, product is equal to 0, quotient is equal to 0, and average is equal to 0. Now, once you're going to initialize the variables, you have to put it inside the process, all of those. Then after that initialization, then we can compute the sum, the difference, product, quotient, and average. Now once you're going to make a formula, you have to put it again inside a process. So meaning to say, initialization and formula should be put inside the process. After that, we have to display the result, display the sum, difference, product, quotient, and average. Then after that, that's the end for the solution for the flowchart of the first problem. Now, for the second problem, make an algorithm and a flowchart that displays the area of the circle. Now, as what I've told you earlier, before you're going to make any problems, you have to understand it first and identify what are the variables. Here, I have only identified one variable, but actually there are 2 more variables. Now, there are 2 types of variables, the hidden and the visible variable. Now, for the visible variable, we have here the area. Now, we have to remember that the formula for the area is equals to pi r squared. Okay? Area is equals to pi r squared. This is the formula for the area of a circle. So, here are the hidden variables, the radius, and the pi. Now, what's the significance? Why are we going to identify what are the hidden variables? It's because without these variables here, these hidden variables, we cannot compute the area of a circle. Okay? It wouldn't be complete. Now, the visible variable here is only the area, but actually there is a pi and the radius. So pi is constant, 3.1416. Radius is unknown, not yet. So that's why here we have to input the value of the radius. Now, for the solution, initialized area is equal to 0, radius is equal to 0, and pi is equal to 3.1416. We don't know the area yet because we don't know the radius yet. We have no value for the radius. So that's why we have to input the value for the radius in order for us to compute the area. Then after that, compute the area using the formula. Area is equal to pi times radius raised to the power of 2. Then after that, display the value of the area. Now, for the flowchart, of course, there's the infamous start. Then after that, initialize the variables. Initialize area is equal to 0 because there is no value for the area yet. Then pi, which we all know is equal to 3.1416, and the radius is no values yet. That's why we have to input value for the radius here. Okay, input value for the radius. Then after inputting value for the radius, now we all know that there's a value for this now. So the area can be computed. So area is equal to pi multiplied by the value of the radius raised to the power of 2. We can compute now the area because there is a value for the radius now. Yeah, after computing the area of the circle, we have to display the area, and then that's it. So that's what the problem requires. Now, for the example number 3, make an algorithm and a flowchart that shows the average grade of a student, considering that its formula is equal to average, is also prelim grade plus midterm grade plus semifinal grade plus final grade divided by 4, since we're looking for the average. So we're going to add all of this prelim grade, midterm grade, semifinal grade, and plus final grade, add all of this, then divided by 4. Now for the solution, initialize variables, we have here prelim grade, 0, these are the variables, then midterm grade, which is equal to 0, semifinal grade, which is equal to 0, final grade, 0, and average grade is 0. Now we don't know yet the average grade because we have no value yet for the prelim grade, midterm grade, semifinal, and final grades. So next thing is put values. So we're going to put values for all of this, put values to prelim grade, midterm, semifinal, and final grade. Then once all of these have values already, then that's the time that we can compute the average grade using the formula. Average grade is equal to prelim grade, midterm grade, semifinal grade, plus final grade divided by 4. Now, for the solution, okay, we have to initialize first the variables. Okay, we initialize all of this as 0. Then after that, we can input the prelim grade, midterm grade, semifinal grade, plus final grade. Then after that, compute the average grade by adding prelim grade, midterm grade, semifinal grade, and final grade. Then divide it by 4 so we can get the average grade. Then after that, stop. So that's it. That's the solution for our example number 3. Hope you understand my explanations. I have a few more videos to upload, so see you next time. Thank you and God bless.